now, brown cow. I always feel so silly starting talking to a robot. Hey y'all, it's Luke from Holistic Survival School. Hey, I'm out here at Haas headquarters, beautiful 45 acres just outside of Asheville, North Carolina. I want to talk to you today about roadkill and animal processing with fur on. So a lot of people recently have been coming and asking online and in person, how do I honor an animal's life that's already been killed, right? People are coming to me with coyotes and foxes and squirrels and saying, hey, I noticed this animal died and it's just sitting there rotting and getting run over, and I want to honor this animal's life by tanning its hide and maybe even consuming that animal as well if it's not too bad. So this is going to be a part 1 series on how to acquire hides, how to acquire animals, how to assess to make sure they're okay, and also the spiritual side of it, how to show gratitude to that animal's life. How do we honor this animal in this process, right? That's really important for me, and I think for a lot of people, that connection piece. This squirrel I just picked up today, this is an eastern gray squirrel, very, very abundant here in the Asheville area. So you can tell this is roadkill, and there is kind of like that, like, oh my gosh, this is gross, you're picking up roadkill thing, right? Well, if it's gross, then we shouldn't pick it up, right? So the first question is, how do I know it's safe to like handle or even touch so I don't get, sick or poisoned or whatever? The first thing is just trust your body. Your body knows when it's too gross to consume or to get close to or to handle. If you're getting that gag reflex, don't even bother with it. You can tell by this squirrel. The squirrel was just hit in the head, and basically all the roadkill I pick up has to be kind of like a quick death, right? It has to be hit in the head. We don't want the guts spilled out. I'm not even gonna bother with it if it's opened up. So it really depends on the animal in a lot of ways. So squirrels have this really tough hide. They're often getting attacked by raptors, birds of prey, right? So they have to have this like really tough skin. So squirrels very often get hit and they don't show a lot of damage, right? They're actually pretty sturdy animals. In contrast to the squirrel would be something like a rabbit, right? They are very delicate creatures, and I rarely pick up rabbits in roadkill because they're just scattered all over. The meat is contaminated because of the guts, and the hide is ruined and shredded in pieces. So my general rule is I never want any animal hide, whether it be a fish or a deer hide or a fur-on hide, I never want it to get above about 65 degrees, ideally. So today I got this morning. It was a nice spring morning. It's about 65 right now, maybe 70. So I'm not gonna keep it in the heat for very long here. So another thing we can check for is the eyes, right? We can look how old it's been sitting there by the eyes. The eyes rot pretty quickly. If there are little larvae laid in the fur, usually in the face, so in the mouth and the eyes and the ears, flies will often lay their larvae in there, and it'll just look like little tiny white seeds before they're hatched. And if that's happened, I'm already saying, no, that the animal's too far gone. I don't want to have to battle through that. Another thing to check for, if we do have an animal that we want to tan with its fur on, the fur is the first thing that's going to slip, which means fall out, okay? So if slippage, that fur falling out, is an indicator that hide is rotting, okay? That's the first thing. So what I'll do, oftentimes I'll just tug on that fur to see how much it's falling out. And a little bit's always gonna come out, especially right now, they're shedding, their winter coat. But if it's coming out in big clumps and there's a bald spot there, that hide's probably too far gone already. It's already rotted enough, and it's not gonna be worth the effort to try and tan it. Bojangles is here. He loves squirrel. He loves them. He's always been chasing them. We haven't caught one yet, but yeah, we will eat this animal later. All right, Bojang. Yeah, get out of the shot. Get out of the shot. I know. He's so excited. He's so excited. Now be really careful because different states have different laws for picking up roadkill, and obviously you're in a road and it can be really dangerous. So take your time. Don't risk your life to pick up a piece of meat, a piece of roadkill. It's not worth it. I know it can seem like, oh, this is really silly. Like, I could just go to the grocery store and pick up meat. Like, why the hell would I pick up roadkill and look like a hillbilly? For me, it's realizing that death is all around us, right? There's the side effects of our culture, and that is a lot of roadkill death. And so much of the time, we're in such a rush to do whatever we're doing in life that we don't even realize that there was an animal here that died, and that this is the cleanest meat you could eat. Probably this animal's been eating acorns and has been, you know, in balance with the natural ecosystem here for its whole life. And so this is super, super clean, super healthy meat. Healthier than anything you'll ever get at a grocery store. And so for me, it's about honoring this animal's life and knowing that, you know, it is a essential part of this world, this ecosystem here. And that kind of becomes into my gratitude. So gratitude is, you know, just this practice that we can every day come back to. Earth-based cultures were so based in gratitude, right? That every day it was like, what are we grateful for? What are we giving thanks to? And so for me, this connection piece, this is a really important part. So after I've picked up this animal off the road, I make sure to give gratitude for its life. And I know a lot of people have been asking me like online, like, what do I do? What do I do to honor this animal's life? And it's kind of a double-edged sword, and it's sad in some ways that we don't have these traditions, these earth-based traditions that on what to do. In the past, you know, different ancestors, different cultures had different songs to honor an animal's lives, or maybe they had, you know, a dance for the animal's life. So for us, we don't have that. And that can kind of suck because it's like, I don't know what to do. But it can also be beautiful because we can make our own thing, right? Like, how do I want to honor this animal's life? Do I want to sing to it? Do I want to, you know, just admire it? There's different ways to show your gratitude and different ways to practice that. It's really up to you. Whatever feels right, you know. I'll show you what I like to do a lot of times is I love studying the animals. When I find a roadkill animal, I'll just play with it. You know, I'll just like admire like its claws, and I imagine it like running up trees and being chased by Bo, and like, you know, the life it lived. And I like just get in there, you know, I'm not afraid of it. And it's just like such beauty. Like right here, like its ear has been clipped off. Like, what happened to it? You know, like when you see this animal and you like examine it and you give it thanks, you start to feel where this animal came from, and you start to connect to this landscape and this animal's life. And I'm just filled with like awe and gratitude, so much gratitude, and just how beautiful this creature is. That makes my heart full, and that gives me connection. But like I said, this is just how I do it. However you want to show gratitude to an animal's life is totally up to you. Yeah, so this animal's good. I'm gonna eat this animal. I'm gonna skin it. But before that, if I'm not ready to handle the skinning and all that today, I got something else going on, right? I can store this. So the best way to store it is just put it in the freezer. Freezer's like a time capsule. Put it in a Ziploc bag, or, you know, wrap it up and throw it in the freezer. And anytime you're gonna pull it out, you're gonna need to thaw it. But then after that, it's good to go. So I guess I give thanks to the squirrel and know that this squirrel's cells are gonna become part of me. And at one time, our cells, millions of years ago, were part of some other organism. And in that way, it's this really beautiful cycle, you know, this reincarnation, if you will, of our cells coming together and separating and coming together again. So I give thanks to the squirrel and its life and its way it's improved this habitat near me. And I'm going to honor it by tanning its skin and eating its body. So if this is something that interests you and you want to learn how to do this, keep watching my YouTube videos. We're having a Father's Day class, Father's Day weekend, where we're going to be skinning animals. We're going to be tanning their hides. We're going to be making fire from sticks, and then we're going to be cooking those roadkill animals and consuming them if you wish to, but you don't have to. So that's a Father's Day feast. If you go to holisticsurvivalschool.com, you can sign up. Yeah, this is a beautiful thing. This is a beautiful skill to know that really connects you to the landscape, and also it's free food. It's free, healthy food. You can get over that initial little weirdness. So anyway, thanks for listening. I really appreciate y'all. Subscribe. I'm gonna try to make some more videos here coming up. I know y'all been asking for it. So much love. Talk to you guys soon.